Fridays mean donuts in the newsroom. Yay. And a chance to catch up with free-range political analyst Chuck Todd, host of the Chuck Todd Cast, which you can find at thechucktoddcast.com. Chuck, any big Memorial Day plans?
No, this is the best part of Memorial Day weekend in D.C. is everybody leaves, and you get the place, for the locals that stay. You get to enjoy Memorial Day. Where else would you want to be on Memorial Day weekend?
I know that's
and here in D.C. honoring stuff. So I sort of hate leaving during Memorial Day weekend. Somebody else does.
Right.
No, wants to be at the airport and all that stuff. So it's a great time. Weather's perfect. Nats are in town, so come on out. You can use my tickets.
Okay, thank you. I'll take you up on that. So who wins this struggle between Harvard and the Trump administration? They just filed a lawsuit officially this morning. I was talking to a left-leaning neighbor yesterday, no fan of Trump, but she thinks he's right on this one and that anti-Semitism needs to be stamped out at college campuses.
Well, I guess it depends on what's your definition of win, in the courts or in the court of public opinion, right? This is where I think there'll be two different winners. I don't think Trump's going to win this legally, but I don't think the intent is to win legally. If you get my drift here, I think this is a win for him regardless of what happens in the actual legal back and forth with Harvard. Look, it really is sending, though, a shot at everybody on the East Coast. I mean, the dirty little secret of private institutions, and obviously there's more of them on the East Coast than there is on the West Coast, is that most of the full boat, right, the full payers are international students. And it's sort of like if they don't get that, they can't balance their books, right? So this is becoming, so he's targeting Harvard, but this is about GW, Georgetown, Penn, you know what I mean? Like every single one of those, Duke, I could keep going right down the list. And so I do think you will see some tougher stances. I mean, look, my own daughter, GW, somebody spoke out at a graduation ceremony. That student's degree is being suspended, right? They're not handing the degree yet. So schools are taking note because they want to avoid being targeted by this administration.
All right, I want to jump to the big, beautiful bill because it is big. I mean, it is really big. Does it have a big or a small chance in the Senate, and will it lead to big, beautiful deficits and bigger debt?
Well, look, if Congress passes a bill, it leads to bigger deficits. Okay, that's just a state of fact that has happened for the last 40 years. Yeah. Okay, I think almost in our entire lifetime. If Congress passes a bill, the debt increases. Doesn't matter if it's Republican Congress or Democratic Congress. This bill is going to pass. Here's what I can't tell you. What's going to survive in it, right? Because they have to pass it. We saw this with Democrats and Biden, right? No member of either party is going to be the person that says, I'm stopping this legislation. But is the Medicaid situation completely changed because of Republican senators? Is there a difference? Is there some, tweaks to the tax on tips or some of this other stuff? There could be, but this is one of those where, I mean, I hate to be a spoiler here, but the bill's going to pass. What we don't know is when it passes, right? Does it take 3 months, 4 months, 5 months? And we don't know everything that survives, but they have to pass it. Now, I don't know if it's going to be politically helpful to Republicans in the midterms, but not passing it would be worse.
Well, and it would be really bad for individuals in Congress if it doesn't pass
they
because
can't defend. Right. What are you doing? Right.
Yeah, and they might get primaried if they don't vote 100%. For it. Right.
Exactly. So, but I can't sit here and tell you. Look, I think the bond markets are going to have their say on this.
Oh, well, the markets are definitely having a say in something the president did this morning, which was, I want to say that he tweeted, but he didn't. He did it on Truth Social. Yeah. So what do? You truthed? I truthed that I was going to add tariffs to the EU and Apple.
I guess he really just wanted to make everybody's Memorial Day weekend just swell, right? Like everybody's portfolio is just going to collapse this morning, right, based on this. What are you supposed to make of these things? Here's what the markets do. They react, like this, and then they usually price it out by the end of the day, right? Yeah. And he'll do something to ratchet things back a little bit. But, this is how he operates. I don't think any of us believe that this EU is what's going to happen. But he clearly is signaling that, he wants to start having a negotiation there, and he thinks attacking the EU is good politics for him.
All right. Thanks a lot, Chuck. Have a great Memorial Day weekend. Enjoy all the regalia there in Washington. That is Chuck Todd, the host of the Chuck Todd Cast, which you can find at thechucktoddcast.com.
Thanks for watching Arizona's Morning News. Click to watch more from KTAR News and hit the button in the middle to subscribe.